So, ladies and gentlemen, another episode of Lone Wolf Podcast. So today, we're talking about something that I think a lot of states should look into. Especially me, I'm a cop in the state of Florida. I think that this bill that Tennessee actually passed that a lot of states should look into. So basically, what it is Tennessee Legislature has decided to pass a bill that would support drunk drivers to pay child support if they kill a parent. So basically, but here's the biggest thing: if the person is convicted. Because obviously, a lot of people can be charged with DUIs, but DUIs is a long process. I know, like in the state of Florida, at my department, just doing DUI is a long process. Sometimes you can mess up with certain steps, and the person doesn't get convicted. So just keep that in mind. If convicted, so basically, what it's saying is it has three different categories they go off of. You have vehicular homicide. You're just intoxicated and hit somebody, or aggravated vehicular homicide, basically where you're just under the influence and you hit somebody and kill that person. If that person has like a son or a daughter, basically you're gonna pay child support for that son or daughter until they're 18 years old, which I think is a very good thing, honestly. So actually I believe it was the 18th of this month, they actually brought that up. It's a bill. It's called Ethan Haley's and Bentley's. Officially, that's the name. Ethan Haley's and Bentley's law. Based off of that, the reason it's named that is Ethan and Haley were children of a state trooper who got hit by a drunk driver and he died. And the Bentley version is a little weird. Bentley's like she's an orphan child from her parents got killed by drunk drivers too. So that's basically what it's found off of. And in the case of Bentley, her grandmother actually was campaigning for this bill to get passed. So as of right now, it has been approved by both the House and the Senate, but at the same time, they say that the House and Senate sent different forms of the bill up, so it's going to have to go back and get looked at again and get reviewed. But it has a lot of support so far, so it looks good, it looks promising that it should get passed through. But I just think this is like a very important bill. It's kind of providing restitution to the victims of drunk drivers, because we live in an age like it's very common. Like honestly, at our department, we were talking about one day, like we said, like there's a drunk driver every night. We just don't catch them all. Some people can drive fairly well when they're drunk. Some people don't, which is how we most likely find them. And just drunk driving, here's the thing: we got so many options to prevent drunk driving. Like you have Ubers. When I was in the military, we talked about designated drivers for every weekend. We used to have a little briefing, before the weekend. They always saying, hey, if you know you're gonna go out drinking, have a designated driver. Do that. Or if you're just a guy who's just single or a woman who's single decides to go out and start driving around after drinking, that just call an Uber. It's so many options now that it's kind of the reason why we still have this issue is kind of messed up, And me as a cop, like I've seen the good and bad of accidents. I legit was I arrested a guy for DUI last year, and one of the people that was involved in the crash ended up dying from her injuries. So it's kind of crazy. Like until you've actually really been involved in those type of situations, it's crazy. Like there was another one in my city, which I wasn't involved in this, but I seen it on the news, and I know some people that were involved in it. Basically, she was under the influence of drugs and she didn't strap her child in, and she ended up hitting somebody and the child was ejected. And it was a young child, like 3 years old, I believe. So when you hear these stories or you're involved in these situations, it kind of hits you a little bit harder than, for someone from the outside looking in and just thinking that, I do every weekend, I'm fine. No, like it's not a good thing. Like bad can happen. Like for instance, Henry Ruggs, NFL player, basically got drunk, was going like over 100 miles per hour, hits a woman, her car bursts into flames, she ends up dying in a crash. I'm pretty sure an NFL player, it was his first year in the league, I believe, so he's not like a millionaire, but he has hundreds of thousands, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Henry Ruggs did not wake up that morning and say, yo, I'm gonna go drinking and driving and hit somebody and they're gonna die in that crash. That's not thought of, you feel me? But it happens, and I think some of us were just so hard-headed that we just think that it's never happened to us. Like we think we're just above statistics, you know what I'm saying? And this is coming from dude. I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna sit and say that I've never driven home while after drinking. You know what I'm saying? But today I can honestly say that at least I have not had anything bad happen with that. Now, am I saying, and I'm not promoting it, and I'm not saying that if you haven't had a bad experience either, just keep doing it. No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not innocent. I've done it before. You know what I'm saying? You know, as right now, I'm not even drinking anymore. I've decided to give that up, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to, I'm trying to just, I'm an athlete too, so, I do ultra marathons, and I box too, so I'm not trying to, drinking is not of any benefit to me, but, just to find common ground, I have been, I have, had some drinks and I've been drinking afterwards, you know what I'm saying, but it's not a good thing. And even with me saying that, I know every time that I did that, it was a risk. I have had a situation where I had to Uber home because I knew that, I couldn't, it was gonna be a bad move to make a drive. And then I got good friends around me too. Basically, they know to the point that I've had, they can see my friends know when I'm drunk. 'Cause I'm like a completely different person. Everybody knows, how people are like, me, I'm more laid back. Obviously, I drink, I talk a lot more, I make a lot more jokes, you know what I'm saying? I ease up a lot more, you know what I'm saying? So, my friends, they know when I'm drunk, they're like, hey, listen, get on the couch. Like, you ain't driving home, get on the couch. And me, even when I'm drinking, like, for some reason, I'm still rational for the most part. So, if I know that I'm not going to make that drive home, most likely I'm going to hop on that couch and just pass out just to be smart, you know what I'm saying? Be smart and be safe. Because, yeah, just drinking and driving, it's just not a good thing, man. It's sometimes, like I said, I've done it before. It's times like I wonder how I made it home. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the next morning I'm waking up and I'm throwing up and I'm like, yo, like, what? How did I make it home? You know what I'm saying? One time I passed out my car. I legit, I made it to my house and I passed out my car. And I woke up the next morning and I'm like, wow. So, you know, it's stupid decisions I made, you feel me? But it can result in a different thing. And like I said, just luckily I do have good friends that days out, it was really bad that, they did hold me back from doing things. So, like I said, this bill, I believe, is very good. I believe a lot of people, or like a lot of states should look into it. Obviously, this still has to be signed by the governor, so he's looking at it. If he does sign it, it'll be the first state to hold convicted drunk drivers financially responsible for the children of the person that was involved. So I don't know. I think, like I said, this is very good, and yeah, just be careful out here, man. I know a lot of holidays we decide to go out and drink and have fun, go to the bar, hang out with friends, but it just be responsible, man. Like I remember one time I was coming home from Publix and I seen this guy. He basically completely ran stop sign. And when I was supposed to go too, so I'm just lucky that I was paying attention. I seen this guy coming. Completely ran stop sign. He came by. His face was like real extra sweaty and whatnot. So I was watching this guy. Cause when he turned, he hit the curb, and I'm like, okay. So me as a cop, I'm off duty. Just regular civilian day. So basically, I'm like, certain things kind of lead you in. You know what I'm saying? So once I seen that, I'm like, okay, let's check this out. So then this dude completely runs a red light, stops in the middle of the road, and then finally decides to make a turn and keep driving. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, I already knew what the situation was behind that. You feel me? Like, certain things just lead you on, and just, I had enough. Like, if I was a cop that day on duty, I could have legit, I had enough probable cause to stop the guy. I mean, for one, he ran a stop sign. For two, he ran a red light. So, you got enough cause right there. But just even then, just the driving pattern, like basically with DUIs, at least in Florida, basically they're just driving like erratically. You have enough to stop them. Like they're just weaving in and out of lanes. You can have proper cause to stop a person. You know what I'm saying? If they're just driving, just cutting people off repeatedly, like just certain, yeah, they're doing just erratic driving patterns. You have enough PC to stop somebody and just basically have an investigator stop and see what's going on, why they're doing this and that. So. Just DUI just aren't a good thing. Like I said, I've seen the good and bad of it, and I think Henry Rollins was like a big thing that the whole world seen because everybody was hopping on that and saying how stupid that was, especially with how much of the future he had. So I think that was a big wake up for everybody, and you know, we need to take DUI seriously. Because in a road situation, the woman that he hit, she really burned to death inside that vehicle. She was trapped and burned to death, you know what I'm saying? So let's take it serious. And Tennessee, I think, to anybody that's from Tennessee that makes this, I think you guys are on something right now. And I hope states like Florida, where I'm from, or where I'm working at, is can follow suit and do the same things. I think it's a very, very interesting bill, if you ask me. So much that passed to the Senate unanimously. They passed the bill. So, yeah. With that being said, also the court is going to determine the necessary finance that's going to be distributed to the kid. Here's the one thing that I'm looking, a little weirded out about the bill though, because the person is convicted for these, they're going to spend a lot of time behind bars unless they got some type of plea deal. So basically, you're not going to make a lot of money in jail. So I'm wondering how technically that situation or that part is going to work out, but we'll see. Either way, I think the bill is a good thing. So yeah, we'll just see where it goes. And Tennessee, yeah, good job. On the side note to that bill also, there was a poll on the site that I found an article on, and they actually had a poll for how you feel about the law. 85% actually agreed that basically the law is actually good. And I think it was like 10% that believed it's not fair, and then 5% that were like neutral, in between, or undecided. So that kind of shows a lot of people actually agree with this law too. So like I said, good stuff for for getting this out there and getting it looked at. That being said, yeah, y'all be safe out here. Take control of yourself, be responsible, and peace, love, and happiness to all y'all. And Lone Wolf Podcast, we out.